This is the second part of our orientation, which gets into the courseware, MyMathLab, that we will be using for Math 200 here at Kenyatta College. Let's go back to my website at smccd.edu/accounts/lapuz, and you can click on courses and click on MyMathLab. Now, the very first time you do this, you would want to register as a student. If you have an account with Pearson, like you've taken algebra before where you use MyMathLab, then you can click here where it says sign in. But if you do not have an account, you can click on register. Actually, you just scroll down and say OK, register now. It's going to ask for a course ID. So the course ID back in my website is located here. It's also in the syllabus. So if you just copy and paste it and continue on, then that should work out. It's going to ask you if your course is Math200 Online Summer 2014. Then you would say yes, it is. So if that is correct, again, this gives you the option to sign in or to create your own account. Let's just go to create your own account, and I'll walk you through as much as I can. It's going to ask for an email address, a username that is going to be unique. Let's try an email address and a username that should be unique and not new. So if I type in another username that already exists, then I can't use that. So usually the emails are unique, so that would work out. A password, they would ask for a password that it's at least 8 characters with at least 1 letter and 1 number, and you can't use your username as well. Re-enter the password. Now this is important. The first name and last name, please use the same name that you use when you registered for WebSmart. And then you go through the rest of this stuff to sign in. Now I'm going to backtrack a little bit and sign in with my stuff. When you get here, it's going to ask you for one of 2 things, but actually you get a choice of 3 things. If you had purchased a book and or the access code on through the bookstore, then you would have an access code. Your access code would look something like this. It would be a 6-word or set of letters, and then you would just type it in here. You would find this access code from what you've purchased at the bookstore. If you don't have the access code and you're ready to pay for it, you can get it from here, and it's going to ask for either a credit card or a PayPal account. The third option is to get temporary access without paying for 14 days. If you want, you can have this option, but when it comes time to pay, you just have to make sure that you're using the same account and you pay through the account that you created. Do not create a new account, because that's just going to complicate things, including transferring your grades, because you created a separate account different from the first one that you've already done. So please be careful with that. Now that you should have access to your course, you can go to MyMathLab, and this time you would just click on sign in. You would enter your username and your password and then click sign in. And then you would choose your correct course which in this case would be Math200 OLH Online Summer 2014. And now you're in the course. Now let's examine the menu items. The first menu item is the course home page. As you can see, we have a quick glance at the schedule. You can scroll a little bit to see if there are things due. So it looks like Friday, June 20th, we have all of Chapter 1 and all of Chapter 2 are all due. We have a general idea of what your overall scores are, your grade, your progress for your homework, quizzes, tests, etc. We have some announcements that will be coming up. Some of these announcements will also be emailed to you, so you can see them through your email, and you can see them when you go to the course homepage. And some upcoming assignments which are due. They give due dates here, so you know when they're going to be due. The next is the homework. You can click on homework and it'll open up another frame for you. Homework, the list of all the homework assignments for the whole term is here. They have due dates on the left side, and some of them, if you noticed, have flags. That means you must have completed an orientation with at least an 80% before starting this assignment. The quizzes can be found in this link. Now this has the list of quizzes here. Quiz number 1 is already uploaded and ready to go for you to download and do the quiz. So you can download either the doc file or the PDF file. If you're intending to do this quiz online, you can download the doc file and you can mark it up. But if you want to do it by hand, you can either do the doc or the PDF file. Print it, do it by hand, and then submit this. I would like us to get used to the convention of naming your assignments with your last name and your first initial and then an underscore and Q1 for the quiz 1. So for quiz 2 you would name it the same, except you would say Q2 instead of Q1. To submit this assignment, go to the document sharing link and then go to quiz 1 submit, click on that, and then upload a document. And then you want to upload, or you want to share the file for the instructor only. You'll never have to do the entire class. So this is always a submission to the instructor only. You save your file, or you take a picture and save it onto your computer. You browse and look for that file, and then you upload the document. The journal assignments are going to be listed here. The first one is a math autobiography, which you will also submit online. So whenever it's asking you to submit something online, you would go to document sharing and click on the appropriate assignment and then submit it. Our second journal assignment will be coming soon. This will be a discussion board journal assignment, which will go here in the discussion boards. So we already took a look at document sharing. The discussion board, here's our first discussion board, Welcome to Statistics. And I'm going to first post a thread here, and then I'm going to ask you to respond to the thread. And we'll do this continually with various assignments. Some will be graded as part of your journal assignments, and some will just be open-ended, and you can decide whether or not you want to post anything. The chapter contents contains the whole textbook, and the whole textbook is broken down by chapter and by section. So if you click on section 1, view the multimedia e-text, it's actually going to open up another window for you. And what you will get is exactly what is in the textbook. So page 4, if you turn to page 4 in your actual textbook, if you have a textbook, this is exactly what you would see. Only difference is for some of these pages you'll have these links that you can click on, and then some are animations, they're called. This is an example of animation, and there are other examples of other types of multimedia that you can access, like these exercises. If you click on one of these guys, it'll lead you to a sample exercise that's very similar to a homework problem. There are other types of media, like a video. A video is an actual video of a person talking. So as you can see, our e-textbook has a bunch of different types of media, and so in our next link we have a multimedia library that allows you to search for media in a more direct way. So say you're focused on chapter 4, section 3, and you're interested in an animation or a PowerPoint or a video, you can find that, and it's going to give you a list of its findings. So it didn't look like it had any animations, but here's your PowerPoint for that section, and here are 3 videos associated with that particular section. So this is a multimedia library. Your gradebook will be a running total of your scores. We saw at the very top of your menu item in the course homepage that there is a summary of your grades. This is a more concise or a more comprehensive look at your overall score for the class. And then our last, or second to the last link would be a study plan. For the 2.5% extra credit, you can browse through here and try to master as many of these topics as possible. Some tools for success takes a look at other types of resources that this $95 program has to offer. There are some animated flowcharts, some applets, some data sets that you can mess around with. There's a program called StatCrunch that you can look at. Another program called StatDisk, which is a nice, very simple way to calculate some of the things that you need to calculate. The graphing calculator tutorial is would be an ideal thing for you to examine. Some study cards and some other video tutorials are available here as well. You can also try out some of these student online help that would actually help you with the actual course material, or if you're just having some technical problems, you can take a look at that as well. There's a tutor service here that you can try out if you want. And then finally, some other ways to communicate with me: an email, or if we ever do it, don't know, but we have chatting and setting up a chatting session. Okay, so that's general breakdown of the information or the menu items that we have for this course. So enjoy the course, and if you have any questions, send me an email, rlapuse2@smccd.edu, and good luck.